record to. Okay, so this is Accounting 2. We are strictly online. A little bit about myself. I'm originally from Tulare, born and raised here, and then went to school down south for a little while, but ended up finishing my degree program at Fresno State. My undergraduate degree is in accounting, business administration with an emphasis in accounting. And my graduate degree is an MBA with an emphasis on information systems. While I was finishing up at Fresno State, I started working for the city of Sanger. I started off as a part-time accountant, but within a short period of time, I became the director of finance. And then I went on to work as a controller for a local ag company in Exeter. And then I jumped back to public accounting and took the CPA exam and became certified. And then started my own practice. I do have a small little CPA firm that is in downtown Tulare. And there's four and a half of us. I say half because one is part-time. So there's 4.5 of us. Actually, I have 2 halves, I guess. We could say 5, but the 2 halves are just 2 halves. So anyway, and we're pretty busy there, but relatively small but busy. And we seem to be growing every year, so that's good. We may end up growing a little bit more every year, so that's a good deal. Thank God things are going well. Let's see, that's education, work experience. My teaching experience, I started teaching initially in 2000 for the University of Phoenix. Then I shortly started teaching as an adjunct for College of the Sequoias. And then from there, it's been Porterville College, Reedy College, University of Phoenix, Fresno Pacific was the last school I've taught for since other than COS is Fresno Pacific. I did teach for Reedley a little bit, and then I taught for DeVry and Bremen University as well, especially and Embry-Riddle online. So quite a bit of experience of teaching both live and online classes. I got to feel how it's supposed to work ideally, and hopefully we can get through this comfortably and productively. So personally, I've been married now for I'm not real good with numbers, so something like 31 or 32 years. Let's see, 2021 and we passed 6. Yeah, that is 32 years. To the same person, that's not fair. All my friends actually have had 3 wives, and I just only get 1. That doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, it's cheaper, so I think I made out anyway. So thank God. She's put up with me for 32 years. Oh my goodness, who can do that? I don't know. But thank God we've been together for 32 years, and this far along, you just figure, okay, that's it. We're just gonna hang it out or just kind of wait it out the whole time. So I'm just thinking that I'm just trying to convince them that they don't put me in a nursing home, my wife and my daughters. So I don't know. I think I'm dead in the water. I only have 1 daughter too, so that means all my eggs are in one basket. I should have had like 5 or 6, so that way at least somebody will come through to take care of me. But I don't know. Maybe that one will kind of come through for me. But in any event, I have a little girl. She's not real little though. She's graduated from Fresno State, and she's in the credential program, and she's doing some student teaching for Sundale Elementary School. So hopefully soon she'll start actually taking care of Dad instead of Dad taking care of her. So that's what my fingers are crossed. So. Okay, so that's about me. Does anybody have any questions about me? My experience, my work, any questions at all? No? Okay, very good. So let's go ahead and get right to the syllabus and see how this is all going to work for us. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Can you guys see a calendar? Okay. So let me go ahead and go to. All right, so hopefully you guys have all of you should have already received it. Well, you're here, so you got the announcements, right? So I know you've had access to Canvas and you're receiving the announcements. That's good. Hopefully you've had a chance to actually kind of go into Canvas and into the specific class. The CRN is 13836. So when you click on it, you should come up to the actual online class. And I don't know, any kind of hints here? I'm at the home page now. This is the first page you see. I'm trying to figure out where should I click. Is there anybody that can help me? I'm kind of new at this.
Maybe the start here button.
Oh my goodness, Logan, you are awesome. Okay, so you're going to do real well in this class. I can already tell. So the start here, we'll go ahead and start on that. And then there's the 4 links here. The first one is probably the most important, at least at this point in time, because that becomes our understanding. Let's go ahead and get on that. We'll look at the syllabus. I'm going to download it so that I can pull it up. And yes, okay, so it's a little bit easier to see off Adobe Acrobat. All right, so the top, this is my contact information. My office is actually at Kern 711G. I'm still kind of working out my office hours time. I'm going to do, well, whenever I have an office, live office, I'm actually going to do Zoom as well. And I'll let you know. And that way, if you need to get on Zoom to ask me some questions. It is an online class, but you are welcome to visit me whether I'm on Zoom or in the live. I think what's going to happen is at the very least, I'm going to be doing a Zoom office hour at the school, in my current building office, probably Wednesday evenings because I have an evening class that time. So like between 5 and 6, just before class. And then another office hour on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 9 and 10, which is just before my live class at Tulare. And then after that, I may find a couple of other places where I could put Zoom office hours so that to make it a little bit more convenient in case you're busy during certain times. So hopefully I can stagger them out so that I give you a good opportunity to go online if you need it. So anyway, but whenever, if you decide to go see me at my office, it'll be on Wednesday evenings. It'll be in 711G. And there's my office number. You're probably better at this point in time to go ahead and use my cell because it may be 2 or 3 days before I even go into my office. If you leave a voicemail there, I haven't set it up to forward. I guess I could do that so that it just forwards. And then I don't even have to give you my cell number, I guess, but I don't know, someday I'll get to that level, hopefully soon. But in any event, if you need to get a hold of me and, go ahead and call my cell or you could text. Actually, the easiest and best way is to email me because I'm almost always online and I'm likely to get back to you sooner rather than later if you email me. This is the required materials we need. It's the book is managerial accounting and the My Accounting Lab. So you do need the access code to actually work in my lab. If any of you, I'm sure most of you took Accounting 1 at COS. And so whoever you took, all of us are using the same tools. You had to get into my Accounting Lab and work. Well, this is going to be ran in the same manner where you have to access Pearson's My Accounting Lab. So we could talk a little bit about this as well. If you haven't already, there's a couple of ways that you can actually get your materials. The one way to do it is to go to COS, to the website, and up at the top here, there's a link here called Bookstores, and you can click on that. And then you can find your online bookstore here. And then here's where you have your welcome back. You can actually go and search. You click on textbooks and the term should come up fall 2021. The department is going to be for this class is accounting. The course is going to be accounting 2 and the section is 13836. Now all of us are using the same book. So if you make an error on this section, it's no big deal, but you can click on this and you can find the materials itself. Here you have an option to pay $105. That's just for the MyLab access. Oh, it does include the e-text. That's interesting. So 105.84, which is the eText itself, and MyLab accounting. So that's kind of a cool deal. I thought it was more like 130 if you wanted the eText as well, but I could be wrong. But in any event, it looks like that would take care of everything. If you just chose that option, you'd be good. If you'd like to have a physical book, there's a couple of options here. I think this is the loose leaf option, so it's not like a hardcover. And then this option here, which is the most expensive, is the actual textbook. 378 bucks. You only got 250 as a voucher. So I guess if you use a voucher, that's still a good deal. But you could use a voucher and get your loose leaf and the access, or you could just purchase the MyLab with Pearson and the eText. So this is what I would choose if I were you. That's actually not a bad deal. You don't have to go to the bookstore. You can just go ahead and you can click on this MyLab and Mastering, and what you're going to see here on mine is going to be a little bit different than yours because your student view, and I'm already all set up, but you'll have something like go to MyLab or click on this. And the first time you click on it, it's going to take you to a screen where it's going to ask you to enter your access code. So, and you'd have to end up buying that somewhere else, either at the bookstore, or you can buy it sometimes at other stores. But if you choose to use Pearson as a way to pay for everything, you can, and you can actually choose to buy your access. And then when you do that, they're going to give you the option to actually buy the access code and or to buy the access code with an ebook as well. So, and it's probably going to be a little bit cheaper than what you're seeing at the COS bookstore. And that could save you a couple bucks. Now, the downside to it is you have to pay for that, and your voucher is not going to cover you. If you do get that option there at the bookstore, the vouchers will cover you, so you'll be good to go on there. Let's see, if I click on it, because I'm already set up, I'm not going to get prompted to do anything. By the way, you don't have to even click on that. If you click on any assignment, for the very first time you click on any assignment, you're going to get to the page where it's going to ask you to first of all set up an account, a Pearson account, and then choose which option you want to pay for. Now, I will tell you that all the access to My Accounting Lab will be through Canvas. It is integrated. You do not go to My Accounting Lab and access the course because then you'll need a course ID, and that's kind of an old school way of accessing My Accounting Lab. We don't need to do that anymore. It's all embedded in Canvas. And so anytime you go work on your materials, go through Canvas, because that's the way you're going to get to the course materials, and that's how you're going to end up signing up. Now, let's see if we can go, if there's a YouTube video that shows us. MyLab registration through Canvas. Let's see if we get it. Here's a video here. Let's see, it's 4 years old. I prefer to go to, let's try this one. I don't know why, but it's because the screen that came up, it's a minute and 32 seconds. Can you guys hear the audio?
30 million new people entered just because of the pandemic.
Code with eText and with Learn. Hello students, I am going to show you how to register for your course, which is integrated or paired up.
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear the audio. Can you hear it? Yes, okay, good. Okay, I'll keep playing.
Up with Canvas. So first of all, you're just going to go into Canvas. I have just one course that I am registered for this semester. And I will click on the MyLab and Mastering button over here on the left, and I'll see the cover of my textbook. This one happens to be a biology book, but it could be any of the science books or any of the math books. You will click on Open MyLab and Mastering. And the screen that appears will ask you if you would like to use an access code you purchased or to purchase one. For the sciences, you have two options. The option on the bottom will give you a code with eText and with Learning Catalytics. I have an access code with me, so I will go and enter it now. It's always letters, and then click Finish.
Okay, so that would be if you buy the access code like from the bookstore or from other place. I'd be careful about buying an access code from anywhere but the bookstore, because you know, if you go, you think you're getting a good deal for a cheaper access code, and then when you try to use it, it ends up being used and you just got taken for some money, all right? So be careful on the access code, but that would be if you decided to buy the access code before you even started to get on, you have that access code already, right?
And now my order is being processed. This only takes a few seconds. So I am now registered. I've registered before, so I don't have to enter a username and password. But if you've not done a campus registration, you will be prompted for that. If you've used My Math Lab or Mastering Biology or Mastering Chemistry before, you do not need to create a new Pearson account. You can use the same username and password. So once you have the screen on, which is the registration confirmation, go ahead and click on Go to My Courses. And you will then be in your Pearson account. So I'm going to go back onto the Canvas side over here, and I do want to point out something about support. When you are in the course, you can always go to Open My.
Okay, so a couple of things that she didn't mention to you is when you go in, if you don't have the if you don't have the code, but you need to go in there to start working on the assignment, then you can choose an option like a 2-week temporary access to get you at least into the course. When the 2 weeks expire, you will be asked to pay for it. So if you don't have the funds immediately to pay for the access, just get signed up, get into the system so that you can at least start working on your homework assignments immediately. And then as soon as you have the money and as soon as it's available, you can go ahead and pay. It'll start prompting you as you get closer to the 2-week deadline for you to go ahead and pay for that. So, and then when you do get the money, make sure you go right back through the same way that you're going in and out of, because if you end up creating a separate account with a different name, then it gets everything all messed up. So make sure you do it, you know, the first time you're going in there, you're setting it up with your username. By the way, I'm going to strongly recommend, no, I'm not going to, I'm going to insist that when you actually register for My Lab, if go ahead and use your COS Giant email account, because there are some tools that you can use to send me, send the instructor links that will show me where you're at and what you're doing. And if you have questions, you can send me those links through My Lab. But if you've set up your My Lab account with anything but your COS Giant account, then when I won't be able to reply to the email that I get from Pearson to try to alert you or reply to your question, okay? And so it becomes a bit of a pain to let you know that, hey, I got your question, but I'm not able to respond to you via email because you're using another email besides your COS Giant account, okay? So let's make sure that we use our COS Giant account when you're registering and you get everything set up. And then again, if you don't have the access code and you don't have the funds immediately, you can choose a 2-week option, 2-week temporary access. And that'll at least get it so that you can start working on your homework immediately. And then, but then after those 2 weeks, you need to get started on it, okay? All right. Are there any questions at all before we move on beyond the textbook and My Lab, My Accounting Lab? Any questions at all? Just as a reminder, most of you have your mute on, which is okay, that's good. But if you want to start asking me a question, you have to unmute yourself. Anybody?
Got a question.
Yes.
So to prepare for like the homeworks or for the quizzes, we read the chapter and then we look at YouTube videos that you have. Is that like?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you'll read the chapter. There's some PowerPoint slides that are available to you in my lab as well, so you can review those. And then there are some lecture videos that I put together for, in fact, I put them together for my live classes when we went into remote distant learning in the middle of the pandemic. So to compensate, I created all of these videos for my live students, but then I thought, well, heck, I created these videos, why not share them with my online classes as well? So yes, you can use those videos as a way to learn the concepts as well. Okay, any other questions at all before we move on?
Where would the lecture videos be located?
We'll come back to that. If you go into modules, oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3, the third module down. And then in each week module, I set up a module for each week, and whatever topic we're covering in that week, there's the lecture video as well. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? You want to see what they look like? Let's go see what they look like. They look like me being bored. Hello, everyone. We'll get started with this Accounting 2 course, Managerial Accounting. There are 5. So when I set up these videos, I try to mirror what I do in the classroom. I do use the PowerPoint slides, but I don't use them. In other words, I don't display them to the students. I essentially walk through and write down everything on my overhead, which allows me to write additional information, which allows me to do formulas and in the classroom, and then have some kind of interaction discussion in class. Well, when I created the videos, I couldn't quite do it that way. Essentially, it's reviewing the PowerPoints, although there are some times when I actually pull up a spreadsheet so that you could see how to do some computations. It's not a spreadsheet course, but it's a way, think of the spreadsheets as a way as if I'm writing something down on a piece of paper in an overhead so that you could see in class how to do a computation. And so I don't spend any time talking about how I did anything on a spreadsheet, but just watching how the computations are done. So I'm hopeful that they're helpful. I mean, I've had students give me some positive feedback on it, but you know, I mean, and there's I think I don't even know how long. I think each video is at least an hour long, probably a little even longer than that. It just kind of depends, but I broke them up into sections as well. So let's see. So there's 1, 2, there's two videos for the sections 1, 2 at the top, and then 3, 4, and 5. So that's chapter 1. I think later on I went ahead and made like a video for each section. So it'll vary from chapter to chapter. Okay, any other questions about the materials, My Accounting Lab? We're going to cover a little bit more, so if you have any questions elsewhere, kind of hang on to that. I'm just looking at the materials, My Accounting Lab, the textbook, how to get to it, how to pay for it, etc. Any questions at all? All right. The student learning outcomes, you can review those at your leisure. The course contents are there. You can review that at your leisure. The evaluation, just as a note here, the late assignments will not be accepted. All assignments must be submitted using My Accounting Lab by the due date and time. And there are no makeup tests or quizzes. So you have to get it done on time, and you got to get it done the first time. There's no, well, the homework assignments have unlimited attempts. So that's the good news. You can do that, but the quizzes are just 1 attempt, right? And they are timed, but I think there's plenty of time. I rarely have any students complain that they don't have enough time. So. Okay, so any questions about anything associated with late assignments and when they're due and how that works? Any questions at all? Let me clarify. Late assignments are not accepted. Okay. All right. I'm glad we got that clear. All right. There are some, this is an online class, so there's some discussion requirements. There's Students will be required to participate in weekly online discussions. The online week will begin on Monday, 12 a.m. and end on Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Each week, the instructor will post discussion questions in the discussion forum located in Canvas. During the online week, students will be required to post one reply message that contains 2 well-developed paragraphs and clearly addresses the discussion questions. And the instructor will not consider a single sentence paragraph as well-developed, but you have 2 discussion. We'll take a look at it. You've probably already seen it, but we'll take a look at a couple of examples. And then after you've done that, post 2 replies to two different students. Your post must be substantive. And what I mean by that, it shows evidence of critical thinking and meaningful interaction with the posting as well as the course resources. And you can be asking engaging questions to provide insight into the discussion. Students have the tendency to say, I agree, oh, I agree. Great review of the chapter, or great, you put this and made it so that I understand it. Okay, I don't need to read that. It's really not relevant in terms of your ability to interact. I know you're all trying to be nice, and I don't want you to be rude to one another and say bad things to one another, but whether or not you agree is really not relevant to me. I want you to put together your thoughts and maybe add to whatever somebody else has put down there, okay? So both quantity and quality are important considerations when posting substantive messages. For example, I agree is not considered substantive because it does not add anything of substance to the discussion. A single sentence post will not be considered substantive, okay? I don't care if you write a whole paragraph, if it's just one sentence, it's not going to be considered. So no single sentence. Anyway, it's not a whole paragraph in one sentence doesn't work anyway. So you should learn that in your English courses. Students will earn 50% of the weekly discussion points by responding to the initial discussion question, and then students will get 25% for their responses to other students each. So the total 50 plus 2 times 25, that's 50 again. So that's 100% of the discussion points. All right, students' messages posted to the questions thread will not count towards participation. There's a questions thread that we'll review that allows you to post things, and I got it so that it's so I'm subscribed to it. So I should get an email if you post any questions. All right, here's the drop policy. So you should assume that I'm not going to drop you. I do drop students who do not even attempt to get into Canvas during the week, but if you have already attempted to get in, then I'm going to consider you to be wanting to be in Canvas. And if you want out of the class, you're going to have to go ahead and get yourself out, withdraw. There is a computer use permit that's required for the lab at the Kern building in Visalia. It is a computer lab that allows students in the business division to go ahead and use those computers. There are also computers at the library in Visalia, and then also in Tulare as well, and probably in Hanford as well. I don't know about Hanford, but I know because I go to both campuses here, both Tulare and Visalia. So don't take food and drink in there. What else? Anything important? Here's the breakdown of the points. Your exams are worth 400 points. Your homework assignments are 320. Quizzes are 280. The final exam is 200 points, and discussion and participation is 320. So this is the easiest points that you can get, because you're easiest in the context that it doesn't take a ton of time and it doesn't take a ton of research to, but you do have to do a little bit of work. So if I were you, if I want to get an A in this class, I want to make sure you participate in all the discussions. Okay, get at least those points to give you a good shot at, or at least give you a shot. You can see that's 20% of your grade. So if you decide to do no discussions, you're not even going to get a B in this class. Okay, you're going to be out of this class. And the reason why it's so heavily weighted is because this is an online discussion area. So online courses require some kind of a medium to substitute for the live environment. So that's what the discussions are all about. I don't do the plus and minus systems. I just do the A, B, C, D, and F. So you can see what percentage you need to have in order to get the score you want. There is a final exam due on Tuesday, December 14th, 2021. That is a Tuesday, and it's on the 14th, and it's at 4 p.m. And then I'll give you some insight on the calendar, why 4 p.m. is used in just a bit. So Besides the calendar and when things are due, are there any questions associated with anything in the syllabus? Oh my good, that's how good I am, huh? No questions. Imagine that. Okay. All right, let's go to the second most important document that you need to get to immediately, and that is the calendar, the course calendar. Okay, so here's the course calendar showing what exactly, let me pull this out here. Here's the course calendar showing you what's due and when it's due. So we do have chapter 1, and that assignment, I have extended the due date of chapter 1, even though we're really technically covering it this week, to give students a shot at getting the software, getting everything loaded, getting access to my lab, getting the textbooks. I'm not requiring you to submit anything for chapter 1 until the 30th on Monday. Now, here's the way it works, okay? The week starts on Monday and ends on Sunday. You guys follow? So when we talk about Monday to Sunday, the week ends, week 1 ends on August 22nd at 11:59 p.m., okay? Now, what does that mean? That means the discussions are during that period. They're from, they started Monday, yesterday, and they end on on the Sunday at 8:22 at 11:59 p.m. Now, that is consistent every week. Any discussions that occurred during the week occurred between Monday and Sunday. Everybody clear on that? Now, from this week, there's no homework assignment that's due, so we're good. But then when we go on from there on, every week there's going to be a homework assignment. So chapter 1 and chapter 2 are due on Monday, 8:30. Now, Sunday is the 29th. And so some people get confused. Well, you know, why isn't it due on Monday at 11:59 p.m.? And the answer is, I just did you a favor. Technically, I should actually make your assignments due at 8:29 at 11:59 p.m. at night. Okay, that's what I should do because the week ends at that point in time. But I kind of, you know, after doing these classes so many years, I got tired of getting emails at about 8, 9, 10 o'clock on Sunday evening that were technical issues that there was no way I was going to be able to address because I don't even check my emails on Sundays anyway. All right, that's usually reserved for family and home time. So what I decided to do is I'm going to go ahead and, as a gift to all of you, oh my God, see how much I love you guys. I'm giving you till the following Monday. The week ends on the 29th, but I'm giving you till the following Monday till 4 p.m. so that if there are issues during the day, we have a better chance of trying to address them. Now, it's still not absolute because, you know, I'm in and out of on the computer all the time. So, you know, if you're pushing it to this date and, you know, it's kind of a roll of the dice anyway. But just as a way to help, you know, maybe address some issues, hopefully most of them, if not all of them, but I do allow you to submit your homework at 4 p.m. on Monday. Okay, so the week ends on Sunday evening at 11:59 p.m. So your discussions have to be done at that time. But your homework assignments, I've given you an extension. Already you're getting extensions. Isn't that wonderful? I'm giving you an extension to Monday at 4 p.m. So that gives you a little bit more time to get it all done. And that's consistent every week. So like as an example, the first week where we just have one chapter, actually we have a chapter 3, we go, same thing, it's due on 9/13. So we're doing chapter 3 over 2 weeks. And then they're due on 9/13 at 4 p.m. The Sunday is 9/12. That's a Sunday evening, 11:59. Your discussions, you know, they end at Sunday, like 9/5 and 9/12. This week it's 9/5. This week's it's 9/12 at 11:59. Okay, but your homework assignment is due on Monday at the from then the following week we have again, you know, 2 weeks for chapter 4. From then on out, it's going to be pretty much every week is every chapter is 1 week. So chapter 5 starts at 9/27, ends on 10/3. That's the week for week 7. The assignment is due on 10/4, 4 p.m. Okay, then it becomes repetitive. 10/4 to 10/10. The discussions stop at 10/10. Your assignments, though, are due at 4 p.m. the following day. Okay, So before you send an email to me at the end of this or at the beginning of the semester saying how ridiculous it is that, everything is due at different times, it's for you. I'm doing it for you because I love you guys and you're my favorite students ever. All right. And so I'm giving you an extension. So technically I could make it to be due Sunday evening, but I give you a little bit more time. All right. Now, if you're not real good with 2 times, then just pretend the assignments are due at 11:59 on Sunday evenings and then get it done and you don't even have to worry about it, right? You're good. All right. All right. Now, all the actual MyLab assignments are due at 4 p.m. All the discussions are due at Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Are there any questions about anything associated with the calendar? Okay, very good. Let's go back to Canvas. And from here, I'm pretty much gonna just, there's My Accounting Lab resources and registration. If you've got any issues, you can get some support here. So there's a nice little link there for you to get some support online. You'll likely have to leave a message and post. It'll be done through emails. So, but if you're struggling with MyLab or getting things set up or not being able to access, they might be able to help you. Hopefully they'll be able to help you. There is a tutor that I'll be posting their times this week. This week or next week, I'll post when they're going to be available at the Visayas campus in the library. So if we go to modules, okay, so just to back up, we have the home page. The home page gives you the start here. After that, we have over to the left, we have MyLab Mastering. This is where you actually click on to, well, if I post any announcements, which I actually already done, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, see how much I'm just so active here talking to you guys about announcements, right? Reminding you about meetings. It's funny because I post meetings and then I get emails or I get students just trying to get into the class and not even looking at the date and time. They get an email, they think, oh, I got to get on. So I have records of when people get on, and it's just interesting to see that happen. So pay attention to dates and times that I put on the announcements. MyLab and Mastering is how you get first access. You can go through, once you're in, you can always access it this way. My recommendation is rather than going through into MyLab, you could essentially access everything here. So you could see if once you get past the lecture videos, everything is broken down by week, and then you have exactly what you need for each week. So the lecture videos, the discussions, and then your homework. And then in addition to that, the dates that things are due are listed there. So week 1 discussions are due August 22nd, and chapter 1 discussions are due, homework is due August 30th. Now, there is a downside to this. You're looking at this, it doesn't show you 4 p.m. on August 30th. It doesn't show you that on Canvas. I can't do anything about that. That's just the way Canvas is set up. But the calendar clearly shows the assignments are due at 4 p.m. Got it? So don't get confused. Don't call me and say, oh, I thought we could submit this at 11:59, because the calendar says it specifically. I'm recording this on this video. It's going to be posted for everybody and everybody should view it. All students should view it. But just so that you know, even though it doesn't say 4 p.m. here, you know that that's Monday. It's due at 4 p.m. In chapter 2, your discussions are due on the Sunday the 29th, and your homework is due on Monday the 30th. This is 11:59 p.m. This is 4 p.m. And then from there, it's the same. Every time the discussion's 11:59, and then the homework is due on the following Monday at 4 p.m. All right. Now in this example here, rather than do part 1 and part 2, make them do it. So they're both due on September 13th, but I go ahead and put them here so that you can at least get started on part 1. You can see it's due on the 13th, but so is part 2. So both of them are due, and that's within 2 weeks, because we're starting on this week. I think we're starting, what's the 13th? September 13th. That's a Monday, so it ends. So we're actually starting week 3 on Monday, the 30th, and you'll have 2 weeks to get that homework done to the 13th, okay? So Monday, the 30th is when week 3 starts, and then you're off and running. And then from then on, it's repetitive in nature in terms of, that's the good news is once you get it, it's the same all the time. It doesn't get confusing anymore. It's good to go. All right, any questions about the calendar? Any questions about when assignments are due? Anything at all?
The final exam, that's going to be for basically 24 hours or a little bit over, but it's going to open up on the 12/13 and be due by 12/14 at 4 p.m.
No, it's going to open up the week before, so you'll have a week to do it.
Okay.
It'll probably be opened up at the same time week 17 assignments are open. So what is that, week 17? That pushes you all the way to, so you're still on the 14th. So I would expect it to be open on Monday the 6th. Okay, any other questions at all about the calendar? All right, other ways you can go to straight to the assignments, although I don't know what your sort is. It doesn't quite work for me on the sort, and I keep trying to resort this, but I guess just because there's, I guess I could make this 01, 02, 03, and that would probably change the sort, but oh well. So there's chapter 1 all the way to 14. There's the exams. You could do it this way, access your homework. There's the discussions. And then you could go to the straight to the discussions. And here's a questions thread. Let's see, did I post that in modules? So here's a questions thread. If you go to the discussions, you could post this. Oh, I don't have it so that it's, so that, oh, and just so that you know, the introduction, this is an introduction. This is not graded, so I put that as an optional. I think I asked you to, post a picture and talk about yourself, but it's optional. It's not something you have to do. But this week 1 discussions is required. So looks like somebody's already posted. If I go back to modules, I don't see it. So let me add that. Actually, we'll do it right here. And discussion questions thread. All right. So here's a questions thread, and you can see in the modules, the very first start here. Please post any questions you have by clicking reply to this thread and reply. So you can just, and I'm subscribed, so I'm gonna get an email if you post here. So that's a pretty quick way for me to get alert me of something. Now, I wish I could tell you I'm perfect. Oh, as far as contacting me, the best way to get a hold of me is through email. I'm pretty responsive to emails, pretty responsive. I wish I could tell you I was perfect. On occasion, like for example, somebody email me and I'll look at it and say, oh, I'll get back to them, but I fail to mark it as unread. And then the next time I come in, it's just like, I just miss it. It's just gone. I need to be real diligent, and I do my best to make sure that whenever that happens, whenever I read something I can't respond to immediately, I need to mark it as unread. And I'm pretty good at it. I 9 times out of 10, I'll be okay, but it's not perfect. So if you send me an email, I don't reply to you within 24 hours, then send another email reminder. The exception is going to be if you email me, like let's say Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, I may have already bugged out on Saturdays. And then I've just, on many Sundays, I just decide not to look at all. So it may be not till Monday where I get to you. So if you're pushing, your questions to that late in the week, then there's a chance it'll be later when you can get a reply from me. So my suggestion is you get started early in the week, try to get those questions to me during the week, if not by Saturday. And then you stand a better chance that I can reply to you within that time. Sundays though are pretty much days off. I try to, on occasion I'll go and look, and if I see something that's pretty easy, I'll reply. But for the most part, you shouldn't be counting on me on Sundays, because Sundays is a day of rest, right? So I got to rest someday. I work quite a bit of hours at the office, and then I don't know. I'm getting too old for this anyway. So, all right. Any other questions? Questions, issues, or concerns? I think I've covered everything. When we're done here, I'm going to go ahead and post this recording. I don't know if I'll get it uploaded because I got to upload it to YouTube and then make it available on Canvas. I don't know if I'm going to get that done tonight, but either way, it will be done within the next few days. So if you want to go back and rehash something that we discussed, then you can do that. But other than that, I'll give you one last chance. Let me go ahead and stop sharing so I can see all of your beautiful faces. There you are. Oh my goodness, what good looking class I have. Except the ones with just letters, I can't tell, but I'm sure you're very good looking as well. Do we have any questions, any concerns?
I got two questions.
Okay.
So for the first one, it was the exams. I'm assuming they're like 40 questions, right?
Is that what you're assuming?
Just because in accounting one, there were 40 questions, and I'm just wondering, are they like going to be 40?
I'm going to guess you're right, but I set these exams up when I'm setting up a lot of different things, so it's hard for me to remember, but that sounds about right. Maybe 40 or 50 questions.
And they're once you start them, you can't stop, right?
Well, the timer doesn't stop. If you get cut off, you can turn around and get right back on, but you can't like start and then take a 3-hour break and come back because the timer will keep going.
And also, I was going to ask about the tutor. You guys found a tutor? Because
yeah, there is a tutor that's for accounting 1, 2, and if you're taking my QuickBooks course, there's a tutor. That person is actually doing all 3 classes. So as soon as I have their times, in fact, I do have their times. I just haven't posted their times yet. But I think they're live in Visalia at the library. I believe that's the case. But they may also be online as well.
Because I checked online just to see if there was going to be a tutor this semester, but I didn't see anybody yet.
What are you questioning me? All right, I see.
Oh, no, I was just
how this is gonna work. All right, no, I get it. Let's go see if I got. Let's go see if I got my head on straight here. So, COS email. I could have sworn. I could be wrong. Let's see. Tutor. Let's go search for tutor. I think it came from Sandy. Sandy, accounting. Here it says accounting 1. Oh, it didn't say accounting 2. You're probably right. Comp 130. Wow. I'm going to tell you what. Soon Lee, I think, took my accounting 2 course as well. So I would try. I think Soon Lee can do it because she made stalker status because she took my accounting 1 course, she took my accounting 2 course, and she took the accounting 210, which is bookkeeping. So she's got a certificate that identifies her as a super stalker, and I think she'll be able to help you with accounting 2 as well.
all right. Thank you.
Am I sharing my screen with you right now or no? I'm not, huh? Let me go see. Let me go see if. Let's see, Soon Lee. I think I had her. Let's just do a search for her. I'm still searching to see. 181. Soon be. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it, but I'm pretty sure if I were you, I'd go ahead and try and ask her. Because I'm pretty sure she took my accounting 2 class as well. So, and she's done well in all my classes, so she should be able to help you out.
And when you go to the COS tutors and you go to a general tutor, oh, never mind. I don't know, for some reason, they're not popping up for me. I don't know. I have to look. Or I'll just call into the.
Well, let's see, on my email that I got, and I'm gonna post it as well. I've got, they can call, you can call the help desk at 730-83820. I'll post this online, by the way. But you've got a help desk that you can call. She's got hours specifically set aside that you can see, and I'll post this in the announcements probably this week. Okay. Any other questions? Any questions? Are you guys, I need to ask you, I already told you that I love all of you, but I have a feeling you're seeing other instructors. Are you seeing other instructors? You are, huh? See how you are? All right. Well, I'm going to let it go this time, but just make sure that, you understand that, that's not very nice. But I get it. You guys want to get done with your school, so that makes sense. Okay, if you have no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and close the meeting today. Thank you for being here. I wish you all the best. You have my email, you have my phone number, my contact information. Please get a hold of me if you need anything. And then I'm going to post when I'll be online for Zoom meetings as well. So you're never required to be there. This is an online class, but you're, just making myself available to help you. Okay. Okay, guys, take care, have fun, and we'll see you online sometime soon, hopefully.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.